Now for the top story tonight, reaction joining us from Washington, the now world-famous Charles Krauthammer. Where am I going wrong here, Charles?
Well, it's not a question of vengeance, it's a question of justice. I think there are two distinct issues here. One is, do you bring everyone back if you can? And second, if someone has shown all evidence of desertion, or as the other charge says, misbehavior in the face of the enemy, you must put him on trial. You must come to a conclusion. You must allow military justice to play itself out. Unlike what you were suggesting, here's the other place you went wrong. There are people who believe that the deal was justified. I am one of them, and I said so at the time. Justified in the sense that you want to bring everyone back, but you don't. This is where Obama went so terribly wrong. He somehow talked himself into believing this was some great triumph, something he would celebrate in the White House. And then he had Susan Rice call Bergdahl a man of honor and distinction, which of course he was not. I say you bring him back, even though the price is very heavy, and you admit that the price is heavy.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
You do it with regret.
Let me get this straight. If you were the president of the United States, you would have traded 5 top Taliban commanders held in Guantanamo Bay for Sergeant Bergdahl. You would have made that deal.
The Israelis traded 1,000 prisoners for a single corporal. They know what it's like to trade.
Right, so you would have made the deal. See, I would not have made
the deal. I know you wouldn't. I would have made the deal, but I would have issued a statement saying that it is with the deepest regret. This is a terrible day. This is a dark day. We had to release people who we know will go to war against us. But we have a principle. We want to bring people back if we can. And we can. But the other principle is there's justice in the country.
Okay. I understand the justice.
We put them on trial
I got to challenge you.
See where it goes.
I got to challenge you. This is why you're so desperate.
Challenge away.
You're desperately wrong on this. The 5 Taliban commanders going to be released in a few weeks are going to go back and kill Americans. That's what they're going to do. So some Americans are going to lose their lives because these guys are back in the field. That alone overrides getting the sergeant, who the president had to know had a dubious resume, because before you make any deal at that level, you got to do your due diligence, all right? So not only did they foul up who Bo Bergdahl was, because I don't think they even knew, and that shows an incredible level of incompetence, but they made a deal that's going to be that, number one, the evidence shows right now that U.S. soldiers were killed searching for the man. All right, that's the most serious situation. Number two, other Americans are going to be killed because you make the deal. So you got to weigh that as commander-in-chief. You can't put U.S. troops in harm's way on a theoretical, even though you get the guy back. Last word.
Last word is this. We release people from Guantanamo every week, every month, without anything in return. And we know that 1/3 of them return to kill Americans if they can. The other thing is we always make trades, and we always know that there is a price to pay. But the reason that you have the principle of getting back every man is because so every American who goes into battle knows that the country will stay with him and have his back, even someone who might be a deserter. But the deserter has to know that he's not going to get a pass, he will be on trial, and he could spend the rest of his life in the brig.
I wouldn't do that, but I certainly, everybody will know what happened there, because the guy's devastated anyway. It doesn't do any good to throw him in jail. He's just devastated. His whole life is pretty much over.
Well, that makes you wrong on both counts.
All right. Well, we'll let the folks decide, Charles. We'll see.
Sure.
It's very interesting.
Have a poll. Put it to a poll. Let's see which way it goes.
We'll do that. We'll put it to a poll. We'll do the poll tomorrow after we read the mail.